A very, very warm welcome to another amazing episode in our series of It's Okay Not to Be Okay. Is it okay not to be okay? There is a confusion about it, right? So I thought, why don't we invite wonderful people, amazing people who have huge experience, and most importantly, they are amazing human beings and they are ready to share with us. Is it okay not to be okay? So, without taking much time, you see a wonderful person on the screen. Amazing, Mr. Anand Nair. I don't want to speak much about him, but I know I am really inspired by him, the kind of work he does, and so many things he does, right? So, I love to know more about you, sir. So, welcome to our show. Welcome to inspire others, and welcome that we are able to share and tell them that it's okay not to be okay, or is it okay not to be okay? Let's leave it and let's see what you are about to tell us, right? So here we go. Welcome, sir. A very warm welcome. Namaskar, sat sri akal, adab, and whatever way. I'd love to welcome you to our show.
Thank you so much, Parul. It is such an honor to be with you today, this morning.
So nice.
Now, when you talk about it's okay not to be okay, as a life counselor myself, and I've been connecting with the youth, people who are very, today's ecosystem is very stressful, the post-pandemic or whatever. And you know what I tell them? I said, look, you and me, Parul, and 8 billion people on planet Earth. We're all just a few specks on a dot that revolves around a sun in a million universes. Imagine the magnitude, Parul. Imagine the magnitude. It's just a speck. So it's okay not to be okay. It's all right.
Yes.
Right? Are you trying to tell me that the entire 8 billion people on planet Earth are as rocking as their Facebook profiles are about?
Yes.
They're not. They
Yeah.
will project a million things, but they're not. So it's okay not to be okay. It's perfectly all right.
All right, great. So, with that note, we love to know, our viewers will, love to know more about you, Mr. Anand. What do you do, and what's your passion, and who you are as a person?
All right. Very short. I spent 4 decades in the corporate world, beginning as a management trainee, eventually teeing off as a chief executive very large research and education institution. I decided to step back into the world and give back to everyone what I'd learned in those 40 years. So I became a CEO coach, a business mentor, an
Wow.
author. I've written 3 books, and a writer, and the founder of the Anand Nair Leadership Foundation. On a personal note, I am married to the most beautiful thing on planet Earth, who gave me 2 amazing daughters, who are the very air I breathe every minute of the day. And let me tell you, we are a very closely knit family, and yet we accept one thing: it's okay not to be okay. So, and that's the bond. That's the bond that is required for people to understand that it's perfectly all right not being right all the time.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much. And yes, I'm myself, as I said in the beginning, I'm myself inspired the kind of work you do, the way you're passionate about women entrepreneurs. And I'm sure you
Yes,
come
yes,
across so much with people when you talk to them that, the way
yes,
they look so, confident, and they look that, oh my God, their self-esteem is really great. I had a beautiful chance of, interviewing your wife too. Amazing,
ah,
Jyoti. Right, and we discussed about it, that how outside looks can be very deceptive, and we feel that nobody is
yes,
going through the struggle. And that's where we kind
yes,
of have another series which we call Celebrating Womanhood. And in that we talk
yes,
about that how vulnerable can we all be, and we are. But what we do
yes,
exactly, we practice it's okay not to be okay. Sometimes we cry about things, sometimes we burst in anger, but then we try and kind of connect with things, right? So that's where it is.
yes,
All right, I have another question for you now. Going back, because this is the viewers we have of various age groups, and so many times, when I do my counseling and coaching, because I'm also in this field for almost 25 years, and when I tell
yes,
them that, can you practice this now, and these are the techniques, Sometimes people said, no, 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 the people who are crying or who are able to express themselves, rather men especially, their wiring is different, their brought up was different. So I want to highlight here, will you like to take us on your journey during your teenage, and while you were growing up, were there moments that you were told to suppress, you were told not to kind of, or you felt that, oh my god, if I'll cry in front of public or anybody, or I'll express anything, I'm not feeling okay, I'll be labeled or something? Will you like to share what happened and what did you do to overcome that?
Well, Paro, this is a very interesting question you've asked me because, one of the reasons why my mother named me Anand.
Hmm.
Anand means peace.
Yes.
So when I was born, I believe that I was a very peaceful child. Till 2 years down the line, I became a bull in a china shop.
Okay.
So my father said, "Why did you ever name him Anand? He's remotely not even connected with that word, right?"
Hmm.
So coming to what you asked, very very important. I think we unfortunately uh, get ensconced in a youth which causes enormous amount of fears of the unknown.
Hmm.
Many of us,
Hmm.
most of us who are unable to take that one step forward with a lot of confidence and strength, don't do it because of the various fears of the unknown that circulates in our mind all the time.
Right.
And there was one thing that I learned from my mother. My mother was a very challenging person,
Hmm.
and we would always be on crossfires,
Hmm.
but very lovingly. And one day, I got back home and I said, Mom, this is happening and I have no idea why it's happening. So I was very vociferous with my expressions. That my mother says, it's nobody else's but your responsibility.
Oh.
You have to handle it.
Hmm.
And I grew up in a family where you couldn't talk back to your parents.
Hmm.
So the only one you can talk back to is go up to the terrace and fire the lamp, the light up there. So I would go up and I went all the way up saying, I am responsible. Hell with it. I am responsible. Hell with it.
Yeah.
And Paulo, that is that moment in my life when I discovered one of the most important things. Just three important words.
Hmm.
I am responsible. So you are responsible for your happiness, for your sadness, for almost everything that happens in life, all the summers and all the harsh winters.
Right.
You are responsible. And the moment you realize that every minute of your existence is the creation of your inclusive responsibility, you will experience a freedom totally unparalleled.
Hmm.
You will experience the only voyage that you were born to steer, the voyage of life.
Super.
And let me tell you, from that moment onwards, I discovered enormous amount of powers within me to remain so responsible and so independent with my life that I think if, with the grace of God and universe, if I have succeeded the way I have, it would be purely because I became responsible for what I was. And therefore, I became responsible for my destiny. And I think if everyone stopped thinking about what is right and what's wrong about them, but became absolutely responsible for what they are and what they are supposed to be doing here with their life, this would be an amazing place to live.
Right. Very true and very beautifully said. And coming towards the few last questions from my side, because you said something which interests me. You said you're a very, very beautiful family born together, and because you all
Yes.
believe it's okay not to be okay, right? So I'm sure a lot of our viewers are, parents, and sometimes I do get these questions from teenage while they are growing up. How do we handle it? Or so I just want, what is your message to the parents looking out there, or men looking out there who are fathers, or elder brothers and all? And where I'm coming from is that so many times they are tuned so much that you are the man of the family, or you are the that macho man you have to be. You can't show your feelings. So what is your message to them, and will you like to help them by saying that, is it going to the lamppost is the only choice in today's world, or is it okay to talk it out? What do you do in your family, and which has helped you to be such a bonded and a positive family? What is your message to them?
You see, Parul, we have no limits in our relationship. We are a very strongly bonded family,
Mm.
and yet we could cross swords and bring the roof down, but still remain bonded. And I'll tell you why that happens. Now, if I take myself, for example, right, I was a son, I was a brother, I was a cousin, I was a husband, I am a husband,
Yes.
right? I am a father, but I'm also Anand.
Yes.
And I ensure that none of the four of us take that individual, beautiful, spiritual existence away from each other.
Super.
So my wife is Jyoti. My elder daughter is Ankita. My young daughter is Avantika. They may be daughters, but they still have their individual space. And that space must be nurtured more
Right.
than actually saying, you're my daughter, you got to do this the way I want you to do it. That's ridiculous. Because you cannot turn your people you are connected with into your clones. They are independent. 8 billion people have their own personalities, have their own way of looking at life. You take that away from them, and everything will not seem okay when they're not okay.
Amazing. Amazing. I think a huge takeaway, a beautiful takeaway, not only, and I love it what you said towards the end, that if for every relationship, let's not forget that that relationship is very important, but that individual is also very important. And the
Yes.
more
Yes.
that individual is allowed to be what they are or express
Yes.
themselves what they are, the
Yes.
automatically the relationships around them starts becoming beautiful, and everybody
Yes.
around starts believing it's okay not to be okay
Yes.
sometimes. If I can laugh,
Yes.
I can cry, if I can be very calm, I can be angry sometimes, and we accept
Yes.
everyone around us and ourselves the way, and the life becomes beautiful, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely, Pavel.
Superb, superb. So on that note, we will come back surely with much more talk shows and a lot of panel discussions with lovely people. But thank you so much, Mr. Anand, for today taking out your time, and a pleasure as a woman entrepreneur, as a coach. I look up to you for so many things. Keep up your good work, and thanks a lot for coming here.
Pavel, I would like to just take 30 seconds
Please.
to tell you how much a fan I am of yours.
Oh,
I
wow.
have not missed a single show. And let me tell you something, Pavel.
Yes.
This world needs people like you, people who are creating a collective consciousness in a deeply collapsing ecosystem today.
Thank you so much.
More power to you, Pavel. More power to you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much for being here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for such inspiring words. And I'm sure, as all of us believe, we grow together, we make the place a better, better place to stay, live, and, be ourselves. And end it by saying it's okay not to be okay sometimes, and be proud of what you are. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pavel.